Hi everyone, so I decided to make a new video because I just feel like I was watching as I'm not saying I support this woman uh a lot, but in some respects I was listening to some of her she was a man and transitioned into a woman, and I was just listening to her rant on about the world and things, and then she started talking about her transition and things, and inspired me to make another video about me because I want to tell my story or something. I don't know. And it's weird because I don't think my family agree with me, but they don't really understand what they're talking about, or they don't really get who I am. And or they just don't get me at a very deep level, and no, not many people will because I don't share it with a lot of people, and I don't. It's not that I don't want to. I just no one ever goes down there or gets to that point, and yeah, it's weird being this like. I mean, I've tried to tell the story, and I've still it's kind of hard to explain, but because it was just a mix mash of different events in my life, and it started off with like one of the ones that stands out is it was actually a dream I had. That was obviously based off memories, because you can't have a dream unless you have memories, right? Because memories, it takes your memories and rebuilds it. And basically, what a dream is when we're dreaming is a more amplified imagination. That's all it is, and that really is all it is. It's nothing special, actually. People think it's some state of mind or something, an extra, dimension of the brain or some bullshit like that. But it's not. It's not like that at all. And what it is it's just imagination more advanced. It's just your what's happened is over time we've been resting, and we keep our eyes closed, and we're just imagining more harder. And the people who imagined more harder would survive longer, right? Because they would be thinking about their problems. So you imagine if you're doing that for 10,000, a million years, or whatever it was, eventually that sleeping pattern is going to become more. The the people who do it more often and more focused and more brilliantly are going to survive more. So, eventually it's going to become more and more easier for that to happen over the generations, right? I suppose it's the only thing I can think of at the moment. And it just takes over from there, or it's some kind of byproduct that changed because of an accident or something like that, or some other event happened that caused it to happen. But that sounds like the most logical one to me. Anyways, moving on. So I'm just going to explain my kind of story, even though I haven't really taken action fully yet because of resources. Really, I would. I, I cry. I'm holding in my tears. I'm serious when I say I'm holding in my tears because I'm waiting for the moment when it's all done, and then I'm gonna just I don't know, just let it all out because I think that would just be more interesting and more cool to see than just to keep crying, about it. But as I just hold it in. But it just started when I was younger. I just I had I I still to this day I don't feel right. I don't feel human. It's really fucking weird. It it's like I'm two people at the same time. I know it sounds crazy, but that if you've heard like a multiple personality disorder and all that kind of stuff, you can understand how being gender fluid as I am would make sense. But I really have. Like I don't play. I only play the man role. I was faking the male role with my family. I was faking that shit, and obviously did it pretty well. They're convinced I was a guy, but they're religious and all this other shit. So I don't really take their word very literally, um, for the most part. And in that regard, in actually most regards, to be honest. Um, so I never really felt male, and I never really felt female either. It's like I just remember, just being around people and asking your gender and things, and you're just like, huh, what? What's a gender? And then you have to figure out what it is, and then you're like, I don't know if I fit any of these. I feel kind of, I don't know if I fit male or female. I feel kind of imaginative. I feel kind of more advanced than that. Like I'm taking the best of both worlds and putting them together or something. But I think it goes further, and it's like more of a natural reaction like thing. It's like I naturally am like that. Like I can easily just be like more girly, like hi, and I could, if I'd practice a bit, I could have a girl voice, I'd be like, hi, how are you? Oh, right, okay, no, no, that's okay, no, you know, I don't do the whole hair thing, but um, and then I can just be all manly, like, yeah, and what? So who cares? I don't care. What? Who are you? What the fuck? Yeah, whatever, you know. So it's just so easy for me to do that because I've done it my whole life, in some regards, and I've always had this need to put my femaleness in my conversations when I'm talking to people, and people probably don't notice it, but I am also spraying some sensational glitter over my masculineness. And yeah, you just people just say, "Oh, what's your gender?" I'm just like, I'm not sure what I am, and then you keep getting called gay all the time. Because so many people have called me gay, and it's rightfully so. I don't mind men. I don't mind women. I don't mind in-betweeners. It's how they're represented, how 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 artistic they are in their presentation, and also very aware of anatomy as well. It's very important. It's kind of complicated. So yes, that was the first thing, and then secondly it was like, well, I like girls' clothes as much as I like guys' clothes. Maybe I like girls' clothes even more than guys' clothes by far. And that really took me for a loop. And to this day, I'm still with that that idea. Like I could easily wear girls' clothes right now and be in much more happiness than I am in these male clothes at the moment. I just don't find them compelling. I find them ugly. I find them distorting. I find them destroying. I just it makes me want to vomit. It really makes me want to vomit. I'm not fucking kidding. It makes me want to vomit. It really makes me want to vomit. And uh, oh, I really want to just. I don't even want to think about it. I really fucking don't want to think. Oh no, I have to move on from that. I have to move on. I have to move on. Oh, really. So yes, that's kind of weird. And then it just moves on from that. It's like, okay, well, I don't feel like a man. I don't feel like a female. I do like girls' clothes more than guys' clothes. So what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here, really? And you start like hearing this thing about transgender people. You start hearing about this thing about, uh, you know, like, well, actually, I think it started off with me thinking about like, okay, well, if you have male and female, are there any in betweeners? Because I was quite an experimental thinker. Or is that the right word? Is experimental? Looking at all the aspects. All the ideas of it, and then I was like, okay, well, if there's in-betweeners, what are they? And then I found out there was this thing called trans woman, I think it was, and or she-male, I think it was she-male, it must have been she-male, because yeah, that was what people were calling them. And so I was just like, a she-male? That sounds really fascinating to me. That sounds like the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Seriously, even to this day, I still find that idea of a she-male. I know it sounds rude to some people, but I don't really understand that bullshit. But there's people out there that really get fussy about that. But whatever. I'm not really getting fussy about it. I'm not trying to be offensive. Trans woman, trans man, she male, she man. What the fuck? Who cares? She woman, whatever. That doesn't really make sense. He woman. There you go. Oh shit, he woman. I know. I kind of see where the people get pissed off with that. It's like, well, I'm trying to be a woman and you're calling me a she-male. It's kind of like, yeah, fuck you. I get that. But if you're just like easy terms or something, I'm not going to call them that personally, but people do that. And anyways, moving on. So it's like itchy cheeks. So that really, I still to this day, I'm just still fascinated by that idea. And so I was just imagining these ideas, and then I watched a film with him in there, and I was just in awe. I was in awe, and still to this day, and I know I've said that several times, that statement, and it was just the greatest thing ever. It was like, that's what I want. I want to be that person. And then I realized, well, to be that person, you have to go through surgeries and all that stuff. And it's like, well, if I go through surgeries, then it's going to be, I'm not. What if it fucks up? What if something goes wrong? What if I make a mistake, or if somebody else what if a surgeon makes mistakes? So I kind of just sort of said, no, I'm gonna have to be a man because I can't deal with this. I'm obviously not gonna be able to deal with this. And so that just sort of, I just hid it. I hid it. I kept it away. I kept it hidden. I didn't want anyone to know about it. I think I might have mentioned it several times when I was younger to people in various times in my life. I remember saying stuff like that. I swear. And people just like, oh, so you're gay now, or you want to be a guy and a girl at the same time. Oh, and touches like 7 a.m. and haven't slept since fuck knows when. And they were just telling me, oh, you have to go through surgeries and things, and it just like, yeah, I know. And so that just kind of went to fucking shit. So, then it just carried on there from there, and it was just like, well, okay, well, I'll be a guy, so I'll do the guy thing, kind of. And I just it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like me. It feels like I'm being pulled from my core. My personality is being pulled. Like someone's got not even, I don't think a string would be the right word. Kind of a string, but I think it's much more aggressive and stronger. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's like a rope. It's got like a band around it, a nice comforting band, and they're just going yank, yank, yank on me all the fucking time, man, all the fucking time. And yeah, it just doesn't. It's just annoying, and that was just carrying on all the time. And then I was getting attracted to guys and looking at guys' eyes and things and their bodies and going, well, yeah, I think I kind of like guys, but I don't think I should because I'm trying to be a guy. So I sort of hid that. But even in the back of my mind, I was always like, oh, if that one guy came up to me and kissed me or something, I would do it. You know what I mean? I really was, and it was lovely that. And same with women, And I was always very weird with women. Really, like I didn't even know. I just sort of dissociated with them. So I had all these attractions to them, but oh, oh gosh, that might be happening like 20 times this year. I don't know. Sorry. Who knows? So yeah, it just carried on from then. It was just like, okay, well, I'm attracted to these people. I've got to suppress everything. It's just suppressing shit, you know. And eventually, it just became like the suppressing was there, but I just sort of just didn't really pay. No, I paid attention to it. That's bullshit. I did not pay attention to it. No, I just sort of it became so insignificant because I was suppressing it so much that I just sort of put it on. Obviously, the back burner. That's not the right term. I put it in a very, very tiny little spot in my mind, so that if one day something were to change, I would open it back up and I would let it free and be this person, hopefully. And I just carried on like that. I just sort of moved on through secondary school, and I was still getting the freaking attractions, different attractions. That was really weird. It happened everywhere. I just even like teachers, male teachers, even like old men teachers. I was just like, oh, they're kind of kind of good looking in some ways, and just finding all these like features about people that I found really attractive, and yeah, just really fucking weird. And it just carried on like that, you know, just got more and more and more. Um, I don't know. I think I just went blank by that point. I was like, oh well, what now? What can I do? I'm just gonna be this male for the rest of my life, and I didn't think I sort of lived it, but I was just sort of in that state of just, yeah, I'll just enjoy what I can get out. I just get the sensations from life right now and not worry about it. But it was always running in the back of my head, itching and ripping and just scarring my fucking brain cells with it. And after a while, by the time I got into college, I was starting to just say, you know what, I am definitely female present, if that makes sense. And but I'm not going to show it to anyone. I'm just going to open it up a bit more. I'm just going to hang it around in my mind. And then I started seeing gay people. Not seeing them as in like going out with them, but I saw like a friend of a friend. I forget his name now. I think his real name was Harry or something. We had some like Kaz, I think was his name, Kaz, and he was like a Japanese kind of white guy but he was into guys, and he had like cool looking hair, very smooth face. It just looked pretty hot, actually. He looked kind of hot, to be honest. Um, Kind of like you want to be intimate with him, kind of hot, like you need to get onto him or something. And I was just sort of looking at him, and I did fancy him or something, and not something, I did fancy him. And I was actually going to ask him out at some point near the end of it, but, you know, he had a boyfriend and stuff, and it was really, and our personalities weren't clashing, and weren't similar enough, and so I sort of just held it up, but I still looked at him, I was like, oh, yeah, please just come over here and do something with me, really. Um, and so I just sort of let that one slide, and then I saw a girl, and I liked her, and I went around the house and kissed her, but I didn't go any further. I wish I maybe went further with that, but I didn't. Kind of, and in some ways, I wish I kind of glad I didn't, maybe, perhaps. And then another woman came, and my word, amazingly hot. Like that kind of amazingly hot. That's like it goes beyond like rate. It's beyond. It's like reflection at its purest. It's just right there. You need me. That, you know, that kind of thing. And I swear, if I could have found her Facebook again, I might have tried. But I tried so fucking hard to find her Facebook, and I couldn't find it. So, well, I don't know where she went, but I can't just remember her green dress, lovely eyes. I think she was wearing glasses. I can't remember, but she talked to me, and that was great. Hot as hell. Hot as hell. And you know, men aren't as hot as women. Let's be honest. So let's not get into that debate. Oh, because you like women are more hot to you than, you know. But I actually have a preference for more female features than male, and it's not because I want to have a full female per se. I don't mind full females, but I definitely am more into the in betweeners. Somebody who's similar to me, I guess, in some respects, without being too similar. I think possibly. I don't think I would mind if they were totally similar, but then probably get bored eventually. I'd be like, well, I want to see something different with a person, and you're the same. So yeah, I think that would start showing up if it eventually, right? UK facing homelessness crisis. Don't worry, we still have thousands of coming. Oh, okay, whatever. Well, it's not bullshit, but anyway. So moving on. Um. So yeah. So after that, I was like, okay, well, no, this guy can be gay. Why can't I be this amazing in-betweener? You know. So I don't know. I just had it in the back of my head for a while, and then I sort of moved out of this house I'm in now and went live with my cousin for a while. And I was just sitting there on a desk for a long time, you know, and sort of just pondering things that I want to be amazing, and that I know if I was to be more myself, even if, you know, and I was being this in between, and maybe it would be better for me. Maybe it would benefit me better if I was being more like that. And And after a while, I just sort of thought, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And by this time, I knew what a trans woman was, and I don't know if I know what a trans man was. I don't think I think I knew there was an idea there might be such a thing. So I sort of started searching up transsexuals and things, and I really thought I was a transsexual at this point because I found, she-males fascinating, and I don't know, I just didn't feel very comfortable with the idea of being a transsexual. It just didn't fit right. It was like I don't want to just be fully male or fully female. So like, what the hell is going on with me? Am I disordered or something? It didn't make any sense. So, but by that point, I had already thought I picked my surgeon. I've changed it now. I think mostly. Not heard. I'm worried. Yes, it's a worrying thing. When you go look for someone. I could say the name Dr. Chetowat, and then you see loads of bad stuff and good things, and you're not sure who should I rely or trust this person. And that's one of the things that's quite annoying. So I don't know. I might go to an English one because then it's like they'll understand me and I'll be able to project my full ideas because they're very, very artistic. You know, down to the point I might write a booklet, like a 10-page booklet on just like each feature of my face. You know, seriously, something like that. But where was I going with this? Yeah. So basically, yeah, I was just like, okay, well, I found these surgeons. Okay, I might start declaring this. Now, I didn't tell my cousin at this point. I don't think I was sort of keeping it on the down low, just keeping it to myself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Uh, so I sort of just kept to myself. I didn't want them to get in the way of it. I started posting around, trying to find people, someone who would like me for being this transsexual. And I'll be honest, I was playing it in the sort of beautiful, like, oh, being transsexual means you get, getting the privileges from being the transsexual idea. Trying to find someone who would be interested in me long term for preferably intimate things. And yeah, it just took off from then. It was like, okay, well, now I'm going to try and. By this point, I'd moved out from my cousins and moved to my aunt's because I wasn't doing the work I needed to do to stay there, which was just so fucking retarded. But anyways, that promoting on Twitter because just to live in a house with them is like, well, I know I wasn't paying for much, so I guess they had something to say there. But I mean, family members doing jobs for family members. I don't know. I mean, if I was working that wanted to work there officially, I could understand. But if I'm just living there, I mean, I guess there's some truth to it, but I don't know. It just kind of threw me off that. So, and yeah, so after that, I was like, okay, well, I'm moving to my arts now, and then that was when I sort of just, you know, started, speaking about it to them, and I was saying to them, maybe I want to be, a woman or something, and they were having all these conversations with my uncle, my aunt's boyfriend or white husband now, but we're talking together and they were just saying things to me and I, just wear a wig and I'd wear a wig in the house a few times. They were there, they knew, um, and yeah, that was kind of. It was like I'd been put into water, It's like swimming in water. I'm free now. I'm free to go out there and be me. When that happened, and then it just took off even more. It was like, okay, well now I am this person. I better play that role in some respects. So I didn't wear any girl clothes or anything. It was just a wig here and there at that time because I was still sort of, getting used to it or something. I guess I don't even know how to explain it. So just, I think it was more like being enlightened by it than trying to get focus on it or something. It was more like being enlightened. And then days went on, and I started getting more serious about it. I was like, okay, well, at some point I'm gonna have to make some money to get this done. So I've picked my searches out at that time. I've changed them now, but yeah, and yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking tired. Oh my gosh. And I'll just make this short and maybe make a part two or something. Um, so after a while of that, I was like, okay, maybe I should try and so oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I guess I was just making sure that I don't even know where I'm going now. I'm getting confused. Either way, after a while, I decided that this transsexual thing isn't working for me because it wasn't fitting correct. Something wasn't right. So I decided to look into it further, and then I thought I was genderqueer. So I was going around saying I'm genderqueer. I don't really have any interest or desire in genders right at this point. Well, I did, but I was acting like I didn't, right? At that point, because I would say I'm acting like it. I would say I thought I was, and I was playing the role more. I wasn't acting, for fuck's sake. That's so stupid. And so that just went on and on and on for a bit. And then, yeah, I just sort of went, no, I think it's something else. I'm gender fluid. And then that one stuck by that point. Like, it just stuck. It was like, okay, that's it. That explains it. I'm not trying to be male. I'm not trying to be female. It varies, right? Because I didn't always want to be a male. I didn't always want to be a female. It was sort of like wanting to be both at the same time or something. And it just, yeah, then that was it. It was like, okay, I'm done now. And that's just how it went. That's how I became this person. And then my sexuality grew in that. At first, I thought I was a polysexual, and in some ways, I could be. I don't mind being with loads of people at the same time, doing all kinds of stuff. It doesn't really bother me. And would I say it's like a sexuality, like I need to be around loads of people at once? Not particularly, but I wouldn't say no to it. So yeah, I don't mind being. I do prefer to be with just one or two people at most because it's like it works better for me when there's more people. You have to sort of focus on every single person, and it gets really taxing. So that's why I would want to be a polysexual because it just gets too taxing. Um, so yeah, that's that. I mean, where does it go from there? Really, it's um, you know being gender fluid, and then I realized, okay, well, if I'm not polysexual, then I must be bisexual, and so I thought I played with that role, and that just didn't feel right. I felt because I was missing out all the in-betweeners, so I thought, okay, well then maybe I'll just bump it up a bit pansexual, and that's just stuck. That's it. That is the one. Don't give a shit about gender. All I care about is the representation. Same with my actual gender in some respects. It's like I don't care what my gender is. I just play the role I want to play. You know what I mean? It varies. I just, you know. And it's not like I'm not doing it to piss people off. I'm not going to keep changing all the time or something. It'd just be when, if I want to be more manly, then I'd wear more manly-ish girly clothes. If I want to be female, I'd wear more female-ish girly clothes. That sounds way more interesting, way more fun to me, way more natural to me, way more, very natural actually. Very, very natural to me, actually. Very natural. I can't stress it enough. And that's it. That's just where I've gone. That's where I am now. I am that person, and I just need to go and do the rest of it. I need to get the boobs, need to get the face, need to whatever else, voice surgery if needed, whatever. I don't care. Everything needs to get done. I need to have the female presence with the gender fluidness because that's where I am at. That's me. It's true. It really is. Um, scares me to say it, but it is. Uh, so that's my story. That's how I became who I am in my gender and the pansexual thing is more of a bigger story. It just sort of just seeing guys and females and get attracted to them. That's already bisexual right there, right? Willing to kiss a guy and stuff, willing to kiss a woman, sort of bisexual, isn't it? Really, if it's the same person, I guess, or any person really, but it had to be the same person in this regard. And then it becomes like I think it was spiders then and plastic. I don't know why. Either way. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, so that'll be it, I think. So thank you for watching. Here's if you want to comment, yeah, like if you want, I guess, and anything else you want to do, just do it if you want. So thank you for watching. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was enlightening and all that.